D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So, I just got done finishing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 4. So we are past the halfway marker. Super fun. And this was a good episode. I have a lot of thoughts on different things that happened in this episode. But overall, I did like this episode. I thought that visually it was pleasing. Well, not with people dying and stuff. I don't like that. But I thought that it looked good and everything. Yeah. And there's that. And I think that this show, it's a little political. And I personally, I don't mind a little bit of politics in my shows, but lately it's just been a lot. So, try to pull back from that crap, but what are you gonna do? But like I said, the show, this show is really good. I like that it gives a different perspective from these different people and these different groups, and it makes you think a little bit about certain things. So we're going to get into this episode and we're going to break it down and everything, and I think that there is a lot of good things to say about it and what happened and everything. So it starts off with Wakanda. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Wakanda, when the Dora Milaje showed up the last episode, I was like, oh, they're not gonna go to Wakanda. That's gonna cost like so much money and everything. And they didn't go to Wakanda. You get this picture right here of Wakanda in the background, and then they go off into the mountains in this little fire, which this cost them like $40 to film on somebody's backyard and everything, because they just and this was like 6 years ago when Bucky was in Wakanda, and he's with Ao, I think that's how you say her name, and she is obviously training him to get over his that whole thing where they say those random words in Winter Soldier, and that he's able to be controlled that way. And so she starts saying the words and everything, and he's remembering his mind washing ability, or his I can't think of the words I'm trying to say here. And I really like his face acting in this episode. This part right here was really good. And this Ao, I don't remember this actress's name. She looks really good there. I like her a lot. I like Okoye better. Okoye is better, but I like her a lot. She's really great. A lot of people were saying last episode that they were getting her mixed up with Okoye, and everybody's like, they don't even look the same, and I have to agree, they don't look the same, because but I mean, they do have the same like look with the shaved head and the same outfit. So I mean, anyways, so then it goes, and she's like, you are free and everything, and then it goes back to here where she showed up last episode, and I love this little stare down that they have, and she's all like, we want Zemo, how could you let him get out? And he's all like, he's a means to an ends kind of thing, and she's all like, he killed our king, Wakanda never forgets. I don't remember the exact words that she said. He's like, listen, I understand. And she's like, you could never understand Wakanda law and everything, and you couldn't understand that kind of thing. And he says he's a means to an ends kind of thing, that we need him. And she's like, you have 8 hours, and then we're coming for him, whether you figure out what you're doing or not. So then they're back at their little apartment with Baron Zemo, and they're talking, and Sam's standing up for the Flag Smashers. Now I have to say this right now. Sam standing up for the Flag Smashers after they killed people kind of annoyed me, because I'm sorry, you can't sit there and be all like, no, they're doing good when they're sitting there killing people. I'm sorry, you can't justify killing people, and if you do, that means you're okay with killing people. That's just the end of that story. I'm sorry. Like, once you start making excuses for people that kill people, then you're fine with killing people. That's just how it is. I'm sorry, but that Sam's being a douche in this. But at the same time, I was fine with the Flag Smashers when they weren't killing people and they were just stealing stuff. And I don't have a problem with their message of the whole, people together thing. I just don't like them killing people, which I was kind of bummed last episode that they started doing that, which we'll talk about that a little later, how we go on. So then Baron Zemo starts talking about how, like, it's about supremacy, and once you get that power, it's about supremacy, and they want supremacy over everybody. And Sam was saying, no, that's not. And I did agree with Sam on this part, that that's not what they're trying to do. I don't think they're trying to be supremacists as far as that goes. But it was very interesting, this whole thing. I just wish Sam wasn't on their side with this right after they had just blew up a building. So then the Flag Smashers are sitting here listening to a news report about how they killed 3 people, injured 11, and one of them was a father of 2, I think it said. Don't quote me on that. And and it brought a lot of people to their side because they got recognition for it and everything. And then we go over here where it's this little camp. I don't know what it was called, this refugee camp, even though one guy said they're not refugees. So then they go in, they're trying to get information of what they can. They're like, no, I don't know who that woman is. And he talks to this teacher, and this teacher's like, basically like, listen, we can't trust you. We've heard this song and dance before. We're not refugees. We were just put here because, we were fine. And then the blip reversed itself. And now we're not getting the help we need. I can't trust you, kind of thing. Baron Zemo brings Turkish delight to these children, and he gets some info about where the ceremony for the woman that died, her burial ceremony, is going to be taking place, her Shiva. And this girl tells him where it's going to be at. Turkish delight, for one, is very delicious. I enjoy it. And second, I feel bad because this little girl just she was, he needed to get that info out. So they get that info, and then they go back to the apartment. They're like, what did the little girl tell you? And he's like, he told me where the Flag Smashers Shiva is going to be for that woman that died. And so, he's all like, the Dora Milaje are coming for you, buddy. So you better, help us out, kind of thing. And so he calls Carter, and he's all like, hey, can you get us eyes on, what's going on, kind of thing. And she's like, I have access to a satellite. Now, a lot of people were saying that she might be the power broker, because she says in here that the power broker was pissed that the super soldier serum was taken. And a lot of people were saying that she's the power broker. If this is the case, I don't like that either, because I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like that idea that she's the power broker. I kind of liked her as a good guy. Because if she becomes a bad guy, then what was the point of her? I don't know. I just don't like her being the bad guy. That's yeah. So then he's all like, thanks and everything. Her and this other Flag Smasher guy, they go to this grave. They knock it open, and they get the super soldier serum. And they're sitting here talking about how, he's talking, what, all the Flag Smashers, these super soldiers are all good looking. It's kind of annoying, but so they're like, they're talking and everything, and God, I can't remember what they say here, but she's all like, should we add more to our army? And he's all like, we're trying to do good, kind of thing. And they are I don't know, I'm not on the Flag Smasher side. They killed people. I can't justify that. I'm sorry, but because I want to be on their side, I do. But once they start, I don't like the whole killing people thing. So then back in Prague, wherever they are, I don't remember, the new Captain America US agent shows up with Dark Star. I think that was his code name. Hopkins is his last name. They show up, and they're all like, you broke him out of prison. They're like, he broke out himself and everything. And they're all like, we're going to get Carly. And Sam's all like, let me go in first and talk to her. And he's like, you've got to be kidding me. He's like, listen, I've dealt with soldiers with PTSD. I know how to talk to them. And they're all like, we're going in and we're going to take him. So this little girl shows them the way. And they're all like, listen, you got 10 minutes and then we're coming in. So then they're sitting Shiva for this woman. And Carly is talking about how when the blip happened, they were misplaced. And this woman took her in, gave her clothing, gave her food, shelter, all this stuff. Sam shows up. She sees him and everything. And then she, gives her speech and everything. And she's like, she was a good woman, yada, 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 and everything. And this guy, so he's sitting here and he's just all like, contemplating like what's going on, kind of thing. We need to get in there. And Carly and Sam talk. And something that I really liked, and I can't remember exactly the words they use, but he's all like that you're trying to be supremacist. And she's like, we're not trying to be supremacist. We just want to make the world a better place kind of thing. I can't remember what the line was, but it was good. And but this was a really good conversation because it was like Sam's all like, I'm on your side, but you got to stop killing people kind of thing. And I was like, that's good. That's good. And the thing is, I would be more sympathetic to the Flag Smashers in this show if they didn't kill people. And that's all Carly's doing. Like, this is all on her. She's the one that made that decision. Because I kind of like the whole no borders, like, because she talks about in this, she's like, when the blip happened, there were these countries that were trying to keep you out with barbed wire, or maybe it was the teacher that said all this. I don't remember. There was these countries that tried to keep you out with barbed wire. But once the blip happened, all these communities, it was just one community coming together and letting people in. They just let anybody in so they could get help to rebuild. So then they're sitting here, he's getting anxious and he's all like, your partner's in there without backup. You're just going to let him go in there without backup. So they, she's all trying to talk to him and everything. And they come in and she's all like, oh, you're going to betray me kind of thing. He's like, no. And so they start fighting. She runs away. Baron Zemo shows up and shoots her. She drops all the vials of super soldier serum. And we kind of knew this was going to happen kind of thing. And Baron Zemo picks one up. Now, I'm not going to lie. I totally thought Baron Zemo was going to inject himself right then and there. Because I was all like, oh, is he going to be like the total hypocrite and be all like, the super soldier serum cannot exist and everything. And then just like give himself powers. I was all like, oh, he's going to do it. He's going to be a total hypocrite and do it. But he didn't. He smashed it. He smashed all of them, but one. So then, Captain America shows up, U.S. agent. He shows up and he sees the one that she didn't, and he saves it. He's like, I'm going to save this sucker. And then so they show up and everything. And then she's sitting here talking and she's talking to this guy and she's all like, when the world was, the blip happened and everybody was, nowhere, I met you guys, people I normally wouldn't have met. And I might've been taught to hate because of where I was born and where you were born. She's like, but because of the blip, we were brought together and, we became friends and now comrades in arms and everything. And I liked that too. I really liked that too. It was kind of sweet and everything. That's why I'm like, so like this show drives me mental when like the last episode, when she blew up that building and I'm all like, you guys had to turn me against this group because I was on their side until that point. And now I'm all like, I want to be on their side, but like, you can't like neglect killing people and everything. It's just a bummer. So then she's talking about how they have to kill Captain America. They have to kill Captain America because he's the problem. So then they have to split up the two groups, kill Captain America, and then that'll send the world a message kind of thing. And then the power broker also texts her and he's all like, you can't run forever. I'm going to find you and then I'm going to kill you kind of thing. So then they're back at the little apartment. And I can't remember exactly what they say here off the top of my head, but John Walker. This is the thing. So then he asks Sam, and every time this question, I'll tell you what my answer was. So he asks Sam, he goes, if you had the chance to take the super soldier serum, would you? And Sam answers right off the bat, no. And he's like, oh, you answered immediately and everything. And as soon as he asked the question, he's like, would you take it? I was like, yes, and everything. I was like, I'd take it. Who doesn't want superpowers? Come on, like super strength, super agility, all that good stuff. Who doesn't want that? Come on, you want it and everything. So then Winter Soldier shows up and so does U.S. agent. And they're all like, well, we need to take him in and all this stuff. And then the Dora Milaje, they show up. And he's all like, ladies, we can talk about this. And they're all like, he's all like, you don't have jurisdiction here. And she's all like, AO is all like, the Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje go. And he's like, we can talk about this. And then fighting breaks out. And, the Dora Milaje, they win. They knock off, AO knocks off Bucky's arm, but she does this little, power move and everything on his arm and it falls off. They almost take the shield, but she's like, leave it. And she drops the shield, but he gets beaten. He's all like, they weren't even super soldiers. So he's embarrassed that he lost to the Dora Milaje, who are just obviously really good fighters. And I mean, like, hey, listen, you can't win them all, dude. So calm it down. Plus, their fighting style is really different. And listen, you lost. Shit happens. Come on. Like, you get over it. I mean, you're going to be bummed about it. I get that. I get it. You lose a fight, you're bummed about it, but time to move on. So then the Baron Zemo, he escapes through the bathroom. There's like a little sewer drain or whatever, which I was all like, what kind of nonsense is this? This is so old school. There's a sewer drain in your bathroom. Like, what? And everything. So then they're at what I'm assuming is the equivalent of a mall in Europe. And they're just sitting there standing at that table having some coffee. And he signs an autograph and everything. And he asks Hopkins, he's all like, if you had the chance to take the super soldier serum, would you? And Hopkins is like, yeah, and everything. And I'm like, yeah, see, Hopkins knows where it's at. And he says, you know, to have that power, you know, who wouldn't want that kind of power? And I'm like, yeah, who wouldn't want superpowers? We have to be honest with ourselves. Who wouldn't want superpowers? I want superpowers. And he's all like, wouldn't you worry about what it would do to you? And that's a good question, but we have to be honest with ourselves. I mean, we just would want superpowers. It'd be so cool. So cool. So Kari calls Sam's sister. Now I have to tell you right now, when she did this, I was like, whoa, you're stepping over the line again, Kari. That's not cool that you called his sister and threatened her. I know people might say that she didn't threaten her, but she's all like, I might have to come and visit you. And then I can't remember her two kids' names. And we'll come back and visit you in the back at the docks and everything. And I'm all like, not cool, Kari. She's like, you will contact Sam and you will give him the coordinates and tell him to come alone and everything. And I'm all like, and, you know, and she's obviously worried about her brother and herself and kids and everything. And I was like, Kari, you know, you keep stepping over the lines. I'll tell you right now, if I was Sam, I would have smacked you just for doing that. You don't call my sister and threaten her and try to get to me through her. And that's a no, sweetheart. You don't do that shit. Okay. Daddy don't play games like that. But Sam was all like, get to a safe place to his sister. And then he's all like, she wants to meet on a rooftop wherever. And Bucky's like, I'm coming with. It's not an option. I'm coming with. You're my partner. I'm got your back, buddy. So they show up and he's all like, yo, you call my sister. And she's all like, I would never hurt her. And I'm like, that don't make it okay. That don't make it okay and everything. So then long story short, she's basically right now distracting him. Because then Sharon Carter, she gets a hold of him and she's like, hey, Captain America's on the move kind of thing. And they get into a little scuffle. They fight with her. And then Captain America and Dark Star, they go into this building and they are fighting with the Flag Smashers. And Hopkins gets captured and knocked out and tied up. And I have to say, when I saw this happen, I was like, oh, Hopkins is going to die. I was like, oh, shoot. I mean, because I like Hopkins. He's a good character. I like him a lot. I think that when it comes to him and the new Captain America U.S. agent, I think that he's the voice of reason a lot of the time and everything. And I think he gives him really good advice and keeps him level-headed. And without him, I think that he would lose that. And I think that he's a good yin to his yang. So then he's fighting everything, and it's obvious he's taking the super soldier serum because he bends bars and stuff, and he's knocking these dudes out. And like right here, I was like, oh, he's gonna die and everything. And so they're all fighting and everything with the super soldiers, the Flag Smashers, and they're still fighting. He gets through. Now, I thought that this water dripping, I thought for some stupid reason it would be gasoline and he'd get lit on fire or whatever. So I don't know why I thought that, but he gets free, and then they're fighting and everything, and I didn't save this. I didn't save this screenshot, but one of the Flag Smashers, I think it's Kari, she punches Dark Star Hopkins into a concrete beam right here, and he dies. I think he breaks his neck. So he dies, and Captain America, like, you see him flip the switch, like he's mad now, and he's all like, oh, somebody's gonna pay hard, and they all run away. So he lands like this, he's looking around and he sees this guy, this good looking dude. So he runs away, which is a super bummer. And so he throws the shield, knocks him out, and he throws him up against the thing, and he's all like, it wasn't me that killed your partner. And USA Carter, Well, John Walker doesn't care. He just wants revenge. Now, I understand the whole wanting revenge. You just saw your friend be murdered. I get that, but he is not the right person to send out to capture these people at this exact moment in time, because he's not thinking straight. So I get his rationale of not being right there, being a little crazy right now. But at the same time, that's not okay. It's not okay, because he ends up killing this guy. He smashes his head in. And of course, like when they show it, like this is like you don't see any damage done. Like this is his whole like his face the whole time. You don't see any damage done. You just see this bloody finger hand thing. Marvel, you're so like rated G and everything. So well, this would be PJ. I wouldn't let my children watch this scene. So all these people film him murdering this man. He murders this man. And so does Kari. She sees his friend get murdered. And a small piece of this is her fault. This is her fault. She put him in danger. She set this whole thing up. She killed Dark Star, and and she didn't protect her friend. So I mean, there a little bit of blame has to go on her also. Like not all of it. It's mostly his fault because he killed him, but a little bit has to be put on her. So then he's looking around, seeing all these people, and you get this last shot of his shield with blood on it, because a lot of this show is talking about legacy of this shield. Now, I have to be honest with you, the legacy of the shield thing is getting on my nerves. Like, I'm all like, I do not even care. Can you just give this thing to Falcon and he just become the new Captain America? Because I've had enough of this nonsense with the stupid shield. I've had enough. They're all like, destroy it. It's a legacy. Save it. We need a new Captain America. It stands for something. I'm all like, I'm getting tired of this nonsense. It's like, oh, you guys are just beating a dead horse with this stupid shield. So overall, this was a good episode. I enjoyed this episode. I'd have to say this was probably my favorite episode. Yeah, because it had a lot of really good messages and talking in it that really, I think, spoke to me, especially with that whole, when the blip happened and the communities came together because there were no borders. And, people, because there wasn't, half the, that's not real life, but half the population was gone. So you needed to bring in whoever you could to help rebuild. And I also like the story of the woman that brought in Kari and a lot of other people and fed them and clothed them. And, bring them together. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I saw a neighbor. They were doing bad things. Anyways, it was, I really liked it a lot. I also, the acting in this show is really, I loved the Dora Milaje showing up in that fight sequence. My only problem with that fight sequence is it felt too short and too small for me. Like it was in that one room. I was kind of hoping it'd be outside, or in a bigger space. I like the Dora Milaje. If anything, this shows that they should get their own Disney Plus show. I know we're a ways off from that just because, although it could set up Black Panther 2, they should really think about it. I think they should think about it. It'd be really good. I'd enjoy it. I'm sorry, I went on a rant there about the Dora Milaje show. Yeah, that's probably my favorite scene though, in the Dora Milaje show. When Ao showed up at the very beginning, I think that was my favorite scene because she was all like, "You do not understand Wakanda law," or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said. I just kept thinking like, "Oh yeah, you tell him." So, all right. So that's my breakdown and review of this episode. I really liked it a lot. Sorry, I haven't posted in a couple days. I've been ill. I must have eaten something bad. I was throwing up. You didn't need to know that. But this is my breakdown and review. I really liked this episode. I think the show is pretty good. I like what they're doing with it. I like where they're going, kind of thing. There's a couple of things that I don't like, but at the same time, not enough for me to hate this show. But yeah, so tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? All that good stuff. Sorry, my head's like all over the place and I didn't make notes like I normally do. So I didn't have time to write stuff down because I have to rush this today. But go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.